Mike Vaccaro, the New York Post, joins us now. And Mike, the Empire State Building made a lot of noise yesterday after the Eagles won the NFC Championship, deciding to light up their building in Philadelphia Eagles green and white colors. And I got to ask you, what was your raw reaction when you first saw that?
Well, I figured their account had been hacked. I mean, I didn't think there was any chance that the Empire State Building would troll Giants fans specifically and New York fans, on the whole like that. But it was the real deal. And to their credit, they haven't run away from it. They actually doubled down on it today with kind of retelling of the whole last 24 hours. So I think they knew what they were getting in. Maybe they didn't know quite what they were getting into, but I think they've recognized what they got into. And to their credit, they've had fun with it.
They had fun with it and trolling, like you said, a lot of Giants fans, a lot of New Yorkers. And Mike, you know the history of Philly and New York, the rivalry between them. So, as a New Yorker, how are you supposed to feel when you see probably one of the most iconic buildings in the city light up in the Philly colors?
Well, to me, that was the funniest part about the Twitter feed last night. It was not just the tweet itself, but the reactions, which one after the other were just outraged New Yorkers trying to outrage each other. And look, that's legit. You know what? I mean, New York and Philadelphia it's a real rivalry. And it's the first time the Empire State Building has kind of treaded in difficult waters. I mean, a couple of months ago, they lit it up orange during the ALCS, and they had to quickly say, no, it's for the Knicks, not the Astros, because they know better. And years ago, they did the same thing with the Red Sox. And I think even the Empire State Building knows better that they can't, pay tribute to the Red Sox by bathing it in red. And one night after the ALCS in 2004, it showed up in red, and they had to explain that no, it was for the commemoration of the centennial of the subway. So I think the Empire State Building knows the power of those colors. I think what's funny is that they actually did this once before, 5 years ago, when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. But my contention is that New Yorkers they were so disgusted by the idea of a Philadelphia New England Super Bowl, they just pretended it didn't exist, and they didn't see anything else that happened either.
One of the best things I heard all throughout the fans' reaction is that imagine if a building, whether it be City Hall in Philadelphia, lit up in Giants colors, if the roles were reversed, how would they react to something like that?
Yeah, how about the art museum the steps of Rocky ran up? I think that wouldn't be so great if the statue at the top of that building was for Daniel Jones next year, right? There's something similar. Look, I mean, no, of course it wouldn't be. And look, I think part of the reason why it was so upsetting is the Empire State Building is ours. It belongs to New York. It's been an institution in the city for almost 100 years, and King Kong climbed it, and hundreds of thousands of us, including myself, by the way, have gone up to the top of the building to propose to our wives because they did that in the movies a couple of times. It's New York's building, and look, people have told me all day later on, what, they bathed it later on in Chiefs red. You didn't get mad about that. Well, no, we don't really have a rivalry with the city of Kansas City. We really don't. Philadelphia is different. Maybe in 1978, when the Yankees and the Royals were blood rivals, maybe that would have been a problem. But guess what? When the Royals beat the Yankees in 1980, they didn't turn it, royal blue. So whoever was doing it then didn't enjoy trolling quite as much as they do today. But they had to have an understanding that there was going to be some backlash and some contention on this, and maybe not as much as they thought, but now they know better.
And finally, I got to ask you, Super Bowl coming up. Eagles are obviously in the Super Bowl. Does the Empire State Building have the guts to turn into green and white again if the Eagles were to win the Super Bowl?
I mean, I almost think they have to do it now just to show that they're kind of standing by their principles, right? I mean, they basically tried with their video today on Twitter to say, nothing personal, no hard feelings, and I think there's still some hard feelings among some New Yorkers. And look, not every New Yorker is as outraged as some of the crazier ones. Some people actually reached out to me and said, "You're getting mad at the building. You know how insane that is, right?" I'm like, sure, of course, but really, there's nothing sane about sports, right? Right? I mean, the whole idea of being a fan, that's short for fanatic. We do nuts things. Ask the people of Philadelphia how they respond to both good and bad things in their city when it comes to sports, and I think you'll have an understanding for what it's like to be a sports fan. So, to me, I think it's all good fun. I mean, I think I tried to write my column today, like, I was having fun with it. And look, as a native New Yorker, I didn't think it was the right thing to do, but I mean, it's all good fun. It's all fun and games till someone loses an eye. Didn't a wise man say that one time? I think it was like
I believe he did. Mike, thank you so much for coming on here and talking a little bit and putting things in perspective here with a building, one of the most iconic here in New York. As always, appreciate you, man.
absolutely, Ryan. Great talking to you today.